Tonight, we have some breaking news and breaking developments surrounding big sales, transfer updates, and a lot more, my friends. So I hope you guys enjoy today's videos. I hope you guys are rating the upload frequency too. I have to say I'm slowly feeling a bit better, but to give you guys some heads up, I'm going to Italy on Friday for my sister's upcoming wedding this weekend. So I'm planning on recording some videos when I'm out in Lake Como, so stay tuned for that, my friends. Anyway, show us some love, hit that like button, and let's get straight into things. And let's not waste any time as we discuss the breaking story of this evening, as Aston Villa have reached an agreement with us to sign Ian Maatsen, and we're learning the final figure and fee. Aston Villa have agreed a 37.5 million deal for Ian Maatsen. Now, Maatsen's 35 million release clause was only specific to Borussia Dortmund after the loan spell, but they couldn't afford to get the deal over the line, and since then, that offer has now expired, which meant that we could sell him for a price above that release clause, and Aston Villa didn't waste any time at taking this opportunity. Right now, Villa are working on personal terms and they're hoping to offer Ian Maatsen a 6-year deal. Now, to give some context, Unai Emery is a massive big fan of Ian Maatsen because he needs an attacking fullback in his system. Aston Villa tends to use a more asymmetrical style game, which means that the right back kind of inverts to make a back three, and the left back has to be more advanced and push forward to offer that width and offer more threat in attack. From a tactical perspective, Ian Maatsen could maybe be interested by this. From a footballing perspective, Aston Villa are also in the Champions League, so ambition-wise and professionally, everything kind of suits Ian Maatsen. But there is one big thing that we have to remember. Ian Maatsen hasn't said yes to Aston Villa just yet. Now, apologies if I'm still sounding a little bit nasally. I've been trying to blow my nose as I'm recording, but yeah, it's not really working right now. But Villa may feel confident that Maatsen will agree upon things because it's a pretty enticing offer. But we can't forget that Maatsen and his dad had their hearts set at continuing with Borussia Dortmund because they are seen as one of the best finishing schools for top talents in the world. He's very settled there. He wants to continue there. At the moment, Dortmund didn't exercise that release clause and they don't seem to have the money for a sell. Could these new developments maybe force Borussia Dortmund now to really come up with something big to make a counteroffer? Who knows? But we must wait for Maatsen to give the okay before this deal gets finalized. If this deal goes through, this would be a massive sell for us, as this is pure profit worth 37.5 million. Still, my friends, there is more to this story. Now, as we've known for a long time, Maatsen and John Duran's futures were kind of intertwined at the moment, with Maatsen being key to Aston Villa allowing John Duran to go our way. But it's now come out from Fabrizio Romano that yes, a player will be included, but it is not expected to be John Duran. Now, I'm just like getting so confused right now. I'm just thinking, after all these reports, all these developments from big journalists confirming this, would it surprise us that we've changed our minds? Who knows? But in the meantime, I think to myself, okay, who could be these realistic alternatives that could interest us from Aston Villa? And I think of a few names. Number one, could it be Douglas Luiz? Now, at the moment, things are stalling with this move to Juventus because Aston Villa haven't agreed the right wage packet with Weston McKennie. He wants around 4 million a year. This is why player exchange deals are so hard, because every single party has to be satisfied. Aston Villa are trying to satisfy 2 players in exchange plus money, with Douglas Luiz going to Juventus. So could it be him? But in my opinion, I think that would be hella greedy, unless he's like the replacement for Conor Gallagher. I don't even want to think about this one, to be honest with you. But to move on, could it be Konza? Be a big surprise. Could it be someone like an Emi Martinez? Now, yes, we know that Maresca is more than fine to work with the goalkeepers we have here, and yes, the club like the keepers we have, but it's not the first time our directors have changed the scripts, because they're in full control, and Maresca doesn't even get to really say no at times. He just has to say yes, and sometimes a little no. But Emi Martinez would suit Maresca's ideas to a T, because not only is he one of the best keepers in the league, He's also one of the best sweeper keepers in Europe, and this guy is incredible at kickstarting attacks, and he was like one of the main creative forces, surprisingly, at Aston Villa last season, with his ability to kickstart attacks on short and long distances. He, on paper, could be that super signing for the team. That's all I'm saying. You're seeing the stats yourself on screen. But then I think of maybe more ambitious ones and maybe more youthful ones. Ollie Watkins, I'd be hella surprised if Aston Villa are selling their gunman up front. That ain't gonna happen. Then I think of their young gunman and maybe a Morgan Rogers, and I think to myself, okay, he would complete this Man City-fication of Chelsea Football Club, where we're hiring all their ex-coaches and staff members and their youth team players too, and Joe Shields would know about Morgan Rogers during their time together at Man City. I guess everything Man City is better than anything that exists at this football club. I know I'm being cynical, but you guys know that, I'm about all foundations at my club. But then a part of me feels like, surely we ain't doing all this hassle for John Duran for him not to be the guy coming in exchange. But are we now getting some inclinations of other strikers that are giving us a bit more hope now? Time will tell on this one. And it ain't the first time that we've promised players moves and then those moves never come to fruition. In terms of John Duran too, another piece of key information that we can't forget was when it came to trying to find contract terms and personal terms with him, another reality was that his personality tests had to match. We had to make sure that his character was good, because things like this also matter when teams decide to buy players. And even though John Duran has been seen as a character, maybe a bit immature, Aston Villa say that he's still professional, but who knows? Is there potentially something that's come up that's put us off? That's my only explanation behind why maybe we could be looking towards other Aston Villa players other than John Duran, or maybe it will still be him and all of this is just like a fugazi. Time will tell. So at the moment we wait for the yes, me and Maatsen, but the argument will always be, it's kind of crazy that we're not really utilizing him in the team. That's my opinion. You guys know how I feel about that. And it's more like we're forcing him out because we need to cash in to get that pure profit to reinvest in the team. So the only thing that can make me happy with the sale is if a young man for Bologna will be one of the main defensive options we turn to in this market. That is the only guy that could allow me to feel okay with Ian Maatsen leaving. So my friends, how are you finding this news? What player do you think we could potentially be looking to get from Aston Villa that isn't John Duran? Let us know. And my friends, we have some more updates surrounding our pursuits for Michael Olise. Now this comes courtesy of French journalist and Santiona, and he's reporting through Foot Mercato, and positive developments, but it seems like Manchester United are now out of the race because they are not willing to match the £60 million release clause. Now this is big news because that's at least some competition out the way. Of course, we know Newcastle, Bayern and other clubs are also having conversations, but we are the favourites, and the big report from Santiona is we are willing to match the release clause. Is this news coming in tandem with the fact that we are set to sell Ian Maatsen? Because bringing in 37.5 million in pure profit, you can imagine that's going directly into this Michael Olise fund. That's the only way I see things going right now, because the reality simply is this: with all the competition for him, he is one of the key signings we have to get done as humanly fast as possible. We can't slack, we can't waste time. I imagine that the window won't be as smooth sailing, but if you can get the core key guys in the team, the upgrade signings right now from Maresca to work with, that will do wonders for us. And with us set to play Man City on the opening day of the new Prem season, I need to see Michael Olise there, at least having a full month to work alongside your Palmers, Nkunkus, Gustos, Jameses, Caicedos, and all the big boys, yeah? So this is good news. I'm excited by things and the timing in which this reports come out, especially after it coming out when Maatsen could be going to Aston Villa. I think the timing's too perfect, but I'm loving the assertiveness and the aggression, because I've been saying this. If, God forbid, this window absolutely flops and the only player we could realistically sign would be Michael Olise, that would be an incredible coup. That would be the biggest win, because we're signing an upgrade signing. And when you sign the difference makers like this, when you're signing these upgrade guys, that takes your whole squad and team to a higher level. And to sign Olise at the infancy of this guy, now about to reach this pre-peak stage, he's not even peaking. That will come when he's like 25, 26, 27, but he is now showing that he is on the cusp of becoming one of those elite world-class players. And to watch him develop in tandem with Palmer and others, I think that is too exciting to just envision. And yeah, I'm very excited and happy by this news. So remember this, yeah, we have given our agreement now to Crystal Palace that we are willing to match this release clause value, and we are winning the race to sign Michael Olise. My friends, let's now move on to discussing more stories today. We discussed the updates surrounding Conor Gallagher because, as I revealed in last night's video surrounding Samu Amoradion, Atletico Madrid are showing big, strong interest in Conor Gallagher. It's no surprise with his mentality, the way he plays, his profile, that Simeone sees him as well. This is like the English Gabby. This is the midfield player that I need. And we know that we rejected a bid from them. That figure's now been revealed, and we rejected a 20 million euro bid from Atletico Madrid. Now, Madrid see him as a key signing, but with the player only having 1 year left in his deal, with him not even coming any closer now to signing any contracts, extensions or agreements, the longer this plays out, the more pressure there is on us to maybe think about reducing his fee or possibly giving him a contract extension to not allow him to leave on a free. Because at the moment, Conor Gallagher wants to become a Chelsea legend. He loves the city. He loves the club. It is his club. He's been here since he was a kid, and he doesn't want to leave. That doesn't mean though that an exit is impossible. It just means that an offer has to really entice him, as in really entice him, to persuade Conor Gallagher to play ball and think about leaving. But if Atletico Madrid aren't able to get this deal over the line, we are now learning about big clubs in this country that are now starting to really turn the heat up around making moves for Conor Gallagher. Some of these clubs may surprise you because we're learning this is Arsenal, this is Manchester United, alongside clubs like West Ham. Tottenham and Aston Villa may have ended their interest because, of course, the player doesn't want to go to either one of those clubs. So I think as the window comes closer to an end, we'll learn about Conor Gallagher's future. In my opinion, he is someone I keep. I think this is someone that makes the squad stronger. He has shown that he's actually getting better as a football player, which people don't like to admit. And I'm sorry, I just remember his final moment of the season. And I'm sorry, I remember this guy's final moment of the season when we beat Bournemouth 2-1 at home. That last-ditch slide tackle right near the end that potentially stopped Bournemouth equalising. I thought to myself, this guy, not at the club, but forever wanting to discard him and throw him away. I don't know, a lot of players that have played for us that would not have even considered busting a gut for anything to try and win that tackle then. But Conor Gallagher did, and was enough to put off that Bournemouth player from converting that opportunity. I think to myself, these are the intangibles that make the whole squad stronger. Your teammates support you, they back you. This is why they love you for moments like this, and this is how you make the better players even better, when you have your Conor Gallaghers acting as that tactical glue alongside them. This is why I like Conor Gallagher. I feel like so many people miss the point completely. It's a bit of a shame. I get it though, because when I was younger, even like 7 years ago, I probably would have been out to sell this guy. I wanted someone more technical, but I don't know. I watch the game, I learn every season, and my appreciation for aspects of the game, you know, it makes me realize new things. And I think Conor Gallagher, players like him, they have their purpose, they have their roles. So let's see how this story pans out around him. So my friends, on that note, this caps off yet again another big day of news. And right now, things are really starting to go up to a different gear, different pace, different levels. This could be our first sale in Ian Maatsen, and hopefully we're making our big statement buy in Michael Olise. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button as well. And my friends and girls and everyone else, I'll see you all tomorrow with some more videos.